Hello, everyone. We are back today with Miss Barbara Harrod of Blue Crown Builders, Insurance and Financial Services, and myself, TNG Insurance Services, Insurance and Financial Services. We are here basically every Friday at 3. That's like a tongue twister, isn't it? Every
Right.
Friday, Financial Fitness Fridays. Okay,
Yay!
guys. I'm super excited to be able to present this information to you. But before we go on, a little bit about myself. I've been in the insurance and financial services business for about 5 years now. I am currently working with teachers and anyone who needs help on the retirement side, insurance with living benefits. I also do P&C, which is property and casualty. So if it's tangible, then I can insure it. So that's basically my spiel. I'm excited to be working with Miss Barbara. That's what I call her, because she has taught me a lot of patience and she has taught me a lot of thorough detail. When it comes to being detail oriented, she is my gal. So I wanted her to kind of partner with me and let's do this Financial Fitness Fridays at 3 o'clock, just to give you guys some options and some information or education on what you normally wouldn't get from just someone that just sells P&C insurance. If they don't really understand the buckets and they don't really understand strategy and they don't understand financial planning and things like that, you need someone who can simplify that information for you. So partnered with her on this team, that I am currently a part of, and we just kind of been each other's saving grace. We've learned a whole lot. That's why we're bringing this to you. So before I keep going on and on and on and on about me, I'm gonna let Miss Barbara go ahead and take the floor.
Well, I wanted to show all my wonderful exercise and all these wonderful things that I have going on, but I am just gonna have you see my lovely picture on the screen there. My name is Barbara Harrod. I have been in the financial world for, it's going on 6 years now. I have enjoyed learning, being able to bring comfort, being able to bring enlightenment to everyone that I sit with. Currently, as Nicole said, that we are, our focus now is teachers. However, we want to let you know that we will, exactly like she said, if it's something that we can do for you, we will be there. I have enjoyed everything that we have created together. I believe that we're going to be a wonderful fit for anyone who will sit down with us and let us explain to you, let us educate you on the things that you can do for yourself as well as for your family. So we are the Fitness Girls, and I like to call us divas. I'm a diva girl. So
yeah. I'm diva out too. I think I'm diva out too, Miss Barbara. I am. So yeah, financial fitness basically talks about understanding that you must plan out just like you have fitness goals, you have to have financial goals. And if you don't have any financial goals, this crisis should be pushing you towards that. I'm trying, let me get back online. I was literally trying to figure out how I was going to present to you guys because I have some things that I want to actually show you. But when I think about financial fitness, I think about dumbbells and me doing some work and getting this arm together. But no, all jokes aside, no, being financially fit basically means that you are trying to figure out how to plan and what you need to do to get there. And if you don't have the confidence to make the right decisions when it comes down to your finances or insurance or strategy when it comes to diversification and the market, you need to speak with me or Miss Barbara or someone that you can trust who will give you great guidance.
Exactly.
Being financially fit, what does that mean to you, Miss Barbara?
Well, basically, when I sit down with everyone, I always like to start with, and I do this for myself. I want to start with, where are you? Uh, it's just like in your fitness world. You will not start at the very top of your fitness scale. You must start where you are, and you will work from there. So my ideal of fitness is, I want to first find out where you're at. So we always take our time, look at all the things that are in place already, and then we work from there. It's just like starting your fitness regimen. You have to start small, and then you build up, and you build up, because your strength is going to increase. And just like your strength increase, your knowledge of your finances will increase. You will be able to, at a glance, find out where you are, where you're going, and what you want to accomplish. And that's what I look at when I'm talking about financial fitness. Let's start somewhere. We don't want to just keep sitting on the sidelines and saying, I'm going to get to it. I will get around to it. Now is the time, with this coronavirus, with all the things that are happening around us. Now is the time. Let's take a look and find out where you are, and we are going to start somewhere.
Yes. So that was great, Miss Barbara. You have to start somewhere. And I think with anything, starting is like super hard. It is hard to start. But once you start, the discipline eventually comes. Yes. So what we tell our clients, we are affiliated as a broker. The cool thing about being a broker is that you get to be contracted with a lot of different carriers. And what that means is we get to see what suits your needs. Like when I was at State Farm, I was a captive agent. I could only sell their products. I could not divert to anything outside of what they sold. And a lot of people that I tried to help, I couldn't, because I couldn't help them, because the company basically was like, no, we're not going to sell them life insurance because of this or because of that. So it stifled my growth in understanding life insurance. It stifled my growth in helping people. And I'm so lucky and so grateful for the opportunity that eventually came along, to whereas, and now I can actually look at your situation and say, hey, this company would be good for you. They're the best fit for you based on your situation. So National Life Group is one of the companies that I represent, and they have a Get Fit they have like a fit series. So that's basically where I decided to, I got the idea of financial fitness. I got it from them. So I'm just kind of piggybacking off of that. I'm going to pull up this, this flyer so you could actually see it, but a plan can make financial security a reality. If you don't have a plan and you don't know where you're going, how are you going to be able to get to where you're going? One of the things that we talk about when we're talking to clients is knowing your number. And what that means is knowing your number when it comes to retirement, or when it comes to you saying, okay, I don't want to work anymore. What is that number? For me, looking at a lot of the teachers and stuff in Georgia, they do not and will not get Social Security. That's the first thing. So to me, understanding what that number is and where you can work towards or work from, that's the biggest thing. So when you're getting fit, you need to think about, okay, when I turn 55, do I still want to be working? Do I still, would I still need to be, have a part-time job? Would I start a second career? You have to figure out exactly what it is that you would want to be doing at that age, so you can figure out how you're going to work around what you need coming in. Ms. Barbara, you want to kind of explain a little better for me? Because I'm trying to do 3 things at one time. I'm trying to find this flyer. But yeah, go ahead and tell them what we mean by that.
Basically, knowing your numbers, is that where we're at?
Yeah, knowing your numbers, knowing where you are. I know for a fact with my Social Security, I am going to be getting $1,200 a month. If I don't have any supplemental, nothing coming in, that's all I'm going to be getting a month. If Social Security is still around when we,
correct.
You know, when I become, you know, of age to receive that particular incentive. So yeah, go ahead.
And that's, you know, and that's an area that exactly what Nicole was saying. A lot of people don't know what their numbers are when it comes to Social Security. And especially in Texas, for a lot of our teachers in Texas, we do not pay into the Social Security pool. And so therefore, exactly what she was saying, we are at a deficit there because we don't have that in our toolkit. So what we have to do is exactly what she's getting ready to show here on this toolkit. You have to put something in place of that void. And that void is no Social Security when you get to that age, because we didn't pay into it. And so we always are making the teachers aware of that. Some districts and some districts do pay into Social Security, but for the majority of the Texas teachers, we do not. And so we help them to understand there are some things that you can put in place that will, like we say, reduce that income gap, because it is a gap. So therefore, we have to help them to understand what the gap is and how we can start closing it. And this is the flyer that she's going to give you some more explanation on some of the things that you can do to put in place.
Yeah, so to get fit means that you need to think of, first of all, it is definitely highly suggested that you, when you're thinking of the process of your personal financial planning, you need to gather all of your information to determine your current standing. You need to prepare a personal balance sheet or a net worth statement. Those sound like big words, but they're not. To calculate exactly what your net worth is basically your asset minus your liabilities. Correct. So everything that you have to pay out, if you have to pay out mortgage, utility bill, cell phone bill, cable, internet bill, groceries, car, everything that you spend on taking care of you, providing a shelter for you and your family, having a vehicle to drive from here to there, insurance, all of that, what you pay needs to be written out and totaled. Once you come to that total, then you basically start by figuring out your assets. What's in your checking account? What do you have in your savings account? Are you contributing to a 401k, an IRA, a 403b, a 457? Are you contributing to some type of supplemental retirement? So when you do retire, you actually will have supplement on top of your pension or whatever the case may be, if you're going to get a pension. But to determine that, you have to find out what you're bringing in and subtract it from what's going out. And whatever that number is the number that you're going to work from in figuring out how to distribute it properly when it comes to paying yourself 10%. Paying yourself 10% can be putting it in a savings account. I think everyone should have an emergency savings. I think that's important, with 3 to 6 months worth of savings. I also think it's important for people to, if you don't want to save and you want to put it in something that's going to grow it, putting it into like an index account, and we'll talk about that a little later. But you have to know your number. If you don't know what you're bringing in and what's going out, you can't even get started. That's the first thing. The second thing is, to get started, you can start small. If you're spending $5 a day on lottery tickets, that's $35. I mean, $5. Well, $5 a day on lottery tickets is $35 a week. You could save that $35 a week into another vehicle that's going to grow based on the interest of the market. You don't even have to save your money in a savings account or a CD or anything like that. You can put it in the market, but it'll be based on what the market does, the interest of the market. I am so grateful that all of the people that I assisted this year and last year with their IRAs or whatever, with supplemental accounts. I'm so grateful they didn't lose a quarter when the market downturned.
Exactly.
They didn't lose a penny. They didn't lose anything. So that gives me so much joy, because that means that I know what I'm doing and I'm helping you save your money. Now, we'll get into advanced, strategies later on, but we got to take you to the basics. So basically what this flyer is basically saying is if you save $5, if you could save $5 in 20 years, you'd have $11,468 if you put it in something that's going to grow it. In 30 years, you'd have $20,000. In 40 years, you'd have $32,000 just from saving $5. Just from saying, you know what, instead of buying a lottery ticket today, I'm going to put this towards my savings. If you think about how much you take out and how much you eat, people eat $10 a day for lunch. $10 a day is basically where we are.
Or more.
Because if they got $5 drinks, I may even get a drink. So at the end of the day, you're spending this money on eating out and it's not helping you for your future self. That's $200 per month. Marion Lessington and I, he's a great friend of mine. We did a no eat out challenge in January, and he was able to show how he reallocated all the money he was spending on food into different products when it came to his future self. So $200 a month. And the thing about saving and investing, time is on your side.
Yes.
If you don't understand that when you start saving, you have to forget that money it even exists. You have to act like it's not there. Now, unless you come into a financial hardship or something like that, then of course you want to kind of tap into it to help you out. Of course, everybody knows that. It's common sense. But if you don't need that money, that shouldn't be the first thought when it comes to your savings, and your investment money should not be the first thought that you think of as soon as your account gets under $100. Oh, I need some more money. Let me go to my 401k. No, it doesn't work like that. That's for your future self. I want to say your old self, but that's for your older self. That is not for right now. That is for the future, not the present.
Right.
So getting started is first, as we stated, figuring out what's coming in, what's going out. Second, once you know that number of what's coming in and what you have after all of your expenses are paid, then you can decide where you want to put that. And we can kind of talk to you about that, but go ahead, Miss Barbara.
Now, Miss Nicole, I'm always for that little man. So, I'm just a para, or I'm just a Walmart worker, or someone who doesn't have a lot. And I know you said that I need to start with itemizing what I have coming in, what I have going out, and so on and so forth. But I'm that little man. So would you advise this for me?
Absolutely, because I'm sure that you use your money to, I'm sure you spend money unnecessarily when you shouldn't. I think that's the point. I think just because you don't make enough money to you, that doesn't mean that you can't save. I know people that make $100,000 or more a year and they don't have nothing saved. And then I know people that make $25,000 and they got about $100,000 saved. So it has nothing to do with how much you make. Exactly. Not at all.
Exactly.
Not at all. So you can start wherever you are. That's the first thing. You just have to get the discipline to say that this is what I want to do, and this is how I'm going to do it. Yes. This next slide, I'm going to let you go ahead and talk about this, Ms. Barbara.
Oh, well, I absolutely love this slide. And the reason is because whenever I sit down with someone and they, a lot of times they sign up for things that they don't know what they have, and they don't know why they have it. They just know someone came in, someone talked to me, and I think I got into something. And so I always bring this slide out and I said, okay, so let's see where you are. Where are you? Are you below the risk line, or are you above the risk line? And do you know where you are? which one of these you're taking on. And a lot of times they're very, you know, flabbergasted when I actually show them. I said, because you have to decide your risk, and your risk and my risk, and you know, everybody's risk is different. And so I always like to show them this chart. So I tell them, if you are below the risk line, you know that you have your cash in the bank. You know, you might have some CDs out there. You might have some money markets. You might have some fixed income or annuities, which are all great. All of these things are great. And I like to tell them, you know, but when you have that index, that fixed index, you know that you are at the right stage that you should be in as far as your savings and everything go. So you know that you're right, ready to try a little bit of risk, because when you get there, you're right there at that line. So then if you say, okay, Barbara or Nicole, I kind of like where I'm at, but what if I want to take a little bit more risk? Well, this chart will give you an idea of where you can actually go from when you have mastered all those things that are below the risk line. So now you're ready to take a risk and go above the line. You know that it's going to be in stocks and bonds and variables, but don't start there, because if you're not able to take the risk, you might not want to go there first. So start somewhere, and you can start below the risk and work your way up to it, because we want you to be diversified.
Yeah.
And start just gives you an idea of how you can diversify your portfolio. And that's what I love about it, because it shows you all the different areas where you can go and to grow your money, to make sure that you are where you want to be when you retire. So it really is a good chart. And when I give it to everyone that I'm sitting with, they're just like, oh, okay. And, you know, that's just a good way to be fit. You know, you want to, if we're getting fit and you want to be fit, then you need to know where you are so that you can stay fit. And that's what I do with this chart.
I like this chart too, Miss Barbara, because it gives the client an opportunity to speak the lingo and to simplify and help them understand exactly what their money is doing. If you had said fixed index annuity to me 5 years ago, I would have been looking at you like, what is this lady talking about? I have no idea what she's talking about. So we like to show this chart because it gives you an idea, like you said, of how to categorize your money. And just to kind of put this last spin on what we're saying, because we're about 5 minutes from being done, but with the aggressive approach is going to be anything above the hard bar line. That's bonds, variables, mutual funds, stocks, EFT accounts, alternative accounts, things like that. That is where it's very volatile, it's very risky. The aggressive approach should also include people that are under 40 years old. If you are 40 years old and you have a lot of money or disposable income to put in any one of these categories, then that's great. But know that you could lose your principal and the interest that has gained on your principal.
Right. Exactly. So that's why you need to know where you're at. And you need to bring out those policies that someone has placed you in, and you need to bring those policies out and find out where you're at. Are you in the right place on this chart? And that's where we want you to be. We want you to get fit.
We definitely want you to do that. I also wanted to kind of show this one because it gives you an idea of how, this shows the S&P, but it really doesn't show. Let me see. Let me find it for you really quickly. Wanted to also talk about the moderate approach. So you have the aggressive approach, the moderate approach, and the conservative approach. And what that means is if you're conservative, the conservative approach is making sure that you don't lose any principal or interest because it's in a fixed situation. Right. The moderate approach is the index situation, and then the aggressive is the variable. Yes. I want to show you this slide because it actually provides, here it is. This particular slide actually breaks down exactly what we were just talking about. So that red line, when I pull this out and I show this to my clients, they're like, okay, what does this mean? So even though you have a guide up here that says average monthly S&P minimum guaranteed contract value,
Right.
I don't use this. I use this slide to show you how having a fixed income or a fixed situation, which is that hard blue line. This is basically a case study of someone that invested $100,000 in 1998 and in 2016, how it would have grown if it was in all these different type of situations. So $100,000 this person invested. That blue line represents the fixed option.
It's fixed.
And what you fixed is normally what percent, Ms. Barbara? Like, how much would you get if you were to invest in a fixed situation? Like
Anywhere from 3 to 6%.
Okay. And then the red line shows the volatile, the aggressive approach. As you can see, this person invested $100,000. It went up in 1, 2, 3, 4 years. It grew to $36,000. That's a great return. But then 1 year later, they lost the principal, they lost the interest, and they had to start back over from the 100,000. So you see all the heart attacks you have and all the strokes and the faints and the passing out that you have along the way. Remember, we said time is on your side because they eventually got to $206,000. However, it was a struggle getting there. Right. So that's your variable line. That's what we say your variable line is. The bronze greenish line is your index line. Mm-hmm. This is where it's showing you that if you put your money in an index account, you'll end up not losing any principal, not losing any interest. Anytime there was a drop in the market, the actual money just sat there and waited for the market to reset. And then once everything started back going, then you saw the incline. And the index is a great option because even though this person put their money in a variable situation, they still ended up with almost $19,000 more than the variable situation. Index situations or index savings or investments are what? Anywhere from 6 to about what? 10%? That's
6 to about 10. That
yeah.
sounds right. Mm-hmm.
And then the aggressive or like mutual funds, stocks, bonds, you should be making about how much in percentage wise? About up to 12%. You should be making 12 to 14% depending on the company, depending on the stocks, depending on what you have your money invested in. So this is a great slide that I like to use for my clients when it comes to understanding what we're talking. Because the biggest thing I think we have a problem with is not understanding exactly, like where the money's going, how it's growing, and this and that. I love Midland. Midland is one of the companies that we represent as well. But this shows you exactly what an index annuity or an index account can do for you. It gives you it gives you safety. It gives you a tax deferral. It can guarantee you lifetime income, and it grows. Those are 4 benefits as to why. Another benefit of getting like an index account with an insurance, annuities are only issued by insurance companies. And the reason you want to get your annuity, get an annuity is because you get the benefits of some of the life products that they sell. So, like with a life insurance product, you can get living benefits and this and that and all of that. Normally with an annuity, you just basically just get an account and you save your money. Right. With certain companies, they actually give you the long-term care option. So if you ever need to use the money for that, you can. It's just so many benefits. What else would you like to say about this, Ms. Barbara?
No, basically, you covered it. And what you're saying is exactly right, in the fact that we need to make sure that they are having all of their areas covered as far as their living benefits, as far as their growth, as far as protection. All of those things need to be in place. So when we are setting you up, we want to make sure you have all your buckets in place. I call them buckets. And you got to have your, if you know that you're going to be receiving a pension, So you have your pension bucket. If you know that you are going to be, putting your 401ks and 403bs in a bucket, you need to have that there. And do not forget that you need living benefits that is going to protect all of it.
Absolutely. I agree. So I think we've talked a little bit long. I feel like we was a little bit all over the place, just a little bit. We just wanted to kind of get some information out to you so you understand once all of this is over, how you're going to move with your finances. We're available to speak to you. I'm ATL Insurance Chick. You can hit me up online. My first name is Tawana, and but my professional name is Nicole, but it's my middle name. But anyway, doing a little bit too much talking. But what I'm saying is, reach out to me, Tawana Nicole Gibbs, 770-771-8538. You can find me online. I said Nicole Gibbs is how you find me on Facebook, but ATL Insurance Chick is how you can get quotes, how you can get a complimentary financial review. Ms. Barbara, tell them how they can get in contact with you.
Blue Crown Builders, you can find me under Blue Crown Builders. You can also find me under, my phone number is area code 915-929-1600. Emails, you can email me, bherod@gmail, or you can just find me in all different areas. So look me up. I'm out there. I'm willing and able to sit with you. If it, nothing but virtual. I love doing virtual. We can sit, we can talk, chat, and make sure that you are covered.
Thank you. So guess what, Ms. Barbara? I'm going to steal your line from last week. Be fit, get fit, and stay fit.
There you go.
See y'all next Friday.
Bye.
Bye, y'all.